Hey YouTube, today we're gonna clean the filter core out of this Jandy C2S CS250 canister pool filter. We're gonna take it apart, take the filter core out, clean it out, put it back in. We're also gonna go ahead and clean the chlorinator out. This thing here makes chlorine from salt water, so we're gonna clean that out too. So let's go ahead, let's get to it. First thing we want to do is to go ahead and kill the power. This top one here is the main for ours. And all of a sudden it gets real quiet. Then we need to let the pressure out of this thing. When you open this out here, you'll hear all the pressure going out. Once the pressure goes out, then we got to drain all the water out of this. So you'll hear when the pressure is done. You won't get any sound coming out of that. Then the next thing we have to do is drain the water out of this, and we're gonna do so by taking this big old drain plug out the back side of it, and it should simply come off by just twisting it. Alright, well, it's really important that we wait long enough to let all the pressure out of the system, either through this air vent here and or let all the water drain out here. The next thing we need to do is to take this black ring off. This is what holds the top to the bottom, and if we have any pressure in this thing from the time we start loosening this up, it's gonna just bust this thing wide open, and it could even kill you. So it is really important that we let all the pressure out, and all the pressure is out. This particular model has a little safety catch here. You just have to push it in and continue turning this out until this thing loosens up. Just remove this, set it to the side. Here's the filter core element. You can see it's full of grass and all sorts of stuff, and we'll take a closer look at it when we get it outside. Next thing to do, just take this up and take it out. You can see that this filter element is really dirty. It has all sorts of grass and all sorts of stuff on it. What we're going to do is just hose it out a little bit, and then we're going to soak it down with this cartridge filter cleaner. I just picked this up from the Lowe's. Soak it down until we go clean the chlorinator out a little bit. Just gonna wash some of the stuff off of it. You see all the dirt coming out of it from the underside. You can see how dirty the water is coming out. You can actually see the pleats turning white, and this is just from plain old water. And you can see all the way down just how dirty this is, and this is just plain old water washing this off. With that done, I'm just going to soak it down in this stuff. This is that filter cartridge cleaner that I just bought from the Lowe's, and I've used this once before. So this thing is sprayed down, and we're just going to let it soak for a little bit while we go clean the chlorinator. So to clean the chlorinator, we're just going to use some water and a little bit of muriatic acid. Kind of like a 4-to-1 ratio. But be sure that you add the acid to the water and not the water to the acid. If you put water into acid, you might get a very violent reaction. So I hope you have enough light to see this in here. We're just going to remove this chlorinator. And you should be able to see that there's some scales built up in here. We're just going to put that in the acid solution. Just sit it straight down in the acid solution. So here it is in the acid solution. I'm just going to rotate it around a little bit so we get a little bit of a chemical reaction going on. And you should be able to hear a little fizz. I don't have quite enough in here, but we can make this do. While the chlorinator is cleaning itself out, we're just gonna go ahead and wash this thing out. We should see it getting clean. And you should start seeing a lot of dirt fall off. You should start to see a marked difference in where it was dirty and where it was clean. It's not going to be entirely clean, but you get most of the dirt and stuff off. The water just won't run out as nasty as it was when we first started cleaning it up. I think that's about all I'm going to get out of this thing. Now all we got to do is put the chlorinator back together, and then take this and put it in there and put it all together, turn back on. If you can, you'd see that a lot of the scaling that was in there is now gone. Some people take a brush and brush this out. I don't. I just shake it back and forth like this. It's just a mild hydrochloric acid solution. Some people actually put that in their pool to help with the pH. I don't. I just go ahead and put this back in now. Putting this back in, make sure that the flow arrows are pointing in the correct direction, and just turn it, and the arrows will align. You see arrows here. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but there's some arrows here and an arrow pointing in this direction. That's the direction of flow. That's the way we want to make sure this is. So lastly, we're going to put this filter back in, and that's how this thing goes. Hopefully you can see this because it's getting a little bit dark out here. When you're putting this back in, make sure this rubber seal is nice and clean. You don't have any grit on it. Make sure this surface here is also nice and clean. There's no grit on it because you don't want this thing to leak when it's pressurized, okay? So this is the drain plug on the back. Just go ahead and tighten that up. All you gotta do is hand tighten it. You don't gotta tighten it down real tight. Just hand tighten it, and the pressure will do the rest. When you're putting this thing back in, make sure it's seated properly. You put this thing just right over it. You'll feel when it goes in place. Make sure you point the jet for the pressure release in a direction away from you. You might have to just hold it down while you tighten it up. When you have this thing tight, make sure it's tight and the lock goes past this little security thing here. You don't want this thing to actually accidentally back out. Now with this on, with the plug on the back on, and with the chlorinator on in place, we could go ahead and power this thing up. You're going to hear it. Now we actually still have the vent open here, because what we want to do is make sure all the air bleeds out. And if you listen carefully, you can actually hear it. Once water starts spitting out of this, we're going to cap it off. We cap it off and we check for leaks. No leak there. No leak around the back. The system's going to prime and we should get much more pressure coming out of the pool. We have it. The Jandy CS250 canister for a pool filter. Clean, put back in place, operational. This gives me like another season on it for just $10 in the cleaner. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button. God bless you. Ken, we love you.